Beo ka.
Dreams. As by Pio, it's a hero moment for Pio now as they take turns, but the big fight coming up could be between Pero and Detonation Gaming White. Detonation Gaming White. This brick compound is so easy to defend if somebody tries to push into it.
Will stay on that position, and I think that's going to be very dangerous for Pero as they lose one already, but they're still in the circle. Will let go, but shots are coming in. Long DD. This one down.
Yeah, who else but Long DD and Mill right now stepping up strong for Pero. It looks like we're going to be able to get this res onto Mamu. Ooh, good grenade, though. Does a bunch of damage. Makes them rethink the timing on this as both teams are going to go for it. Seas comes over, gets Long DD. Good angle here from Seas, helping his teammates out. There's smokes here, kind of covering whatever XDD is trying to look at. And now Gen G looking to try to third party this fight a bit. Stuns coming in and out of this fight as they're all just trying to bide the time to get the reses. They are through. Now they get the heals off coming through after all that.
XDD is on the back, keeping the side angle. That's exactly what DGW is also doing, but I think that's Nation Gaming. They have to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the position. When they already have the control, they should be able to dominate when they get the first down. Already gave so much time for Pero to come back in this fight. Now, Gen G is going to third party soon enough, and Loki just checking the angle, making sure if they can steal the kills, and there's the knock again on XTG. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's absolutely not what they wanted. Loki with some sneaky.
And he's just gonna go.
Yeah, he got the knock. He's done. And the circle is going to kind of prompt him to not want to stick around much longer in this fight, and maybe he feels like there might be some attention being drawn his way if he stays out there too long. Might be a little too exposed. Now Sun Sister has Tianba, and once again
wrapped up.
Just Tianba absolutely murdering Sun Sisters.
And Luren's got Groza. So.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Siemba, they're still making a pretty big rotation. They are forcing out New Happy towards the western side, knowing that OPGG is on top, likely. And this might actually pin them down just a little bit. Yeah, making it harder to making Tiemba.
I feel like
maybe forcing rotation into the western side.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think Pero now is just like, this is not going to happen. Detonation Gaming White is too dug in. There's no way we're getting through this. And they're going to try something a little bit different. They're going to actually send Mamu out on a motorcycle, try to push ahead to the edge. But Machao, excuse me, is actually out there for Detonation Gaming White, a little bit ahead in the circle. Again, Mamu has been knocked out as well from Machao, so 2 down for Pero.
Just XDD left, and he's a one-man army for sure for Pero, but the entire squad up for Detonation Gaming White. Kenhido Pio getting another scratch into VLG now, as Aqua 5 is already right next to him.
Yeah, Pio has just been so pinpoint accurate on these close range hill peaks. He's done such a good job controlling his sprays across tight angles over hill lines. We saw it yesterday, and it's coming into play again. He comes up and over. Onto an Onyx here. Summer comes up and over. VLG falling apart quickly. It is also Spear going down.
Yeah, look at his aim. Loki doesn't know. Hikaru doesn't know where to go. As MCG also pressures from the bottom. As Genji and MCG actually might face each other.
Well, Genji is hurt. Genji is really banged up and going for reses. So this is a good timing for them to allow them the space they need to hopefully get somebody up and running. But no, it is going to be Genji torn apart. Infantry goes down on the back end of MCG. Got infantry here too as well. Where in the world did that happen from? Completely missed what was going on with infantry, to be quite frank. I thought they were still over on the eastern side.
Yeah, infantry, they were pushed by Entrus all the way towards the east because they were running down the lines of blue, the next blue. And also, DGW got some sight on them, so that was going to be hard. But Genji pushing onto VLG could not really handle within the
not only do they get a bunch of kills onto VRLU Ghibli and Gen G here, but then they get, like you mentioned, infantry that was pushed out of their area. They're able to get sightlines onto that. Now up on the hill is Detonation Gaming White, and they get to be kings of the mountain right now. This is a Lion King moment for them because everything that their guns can see, they're going to be able to put some damage down into.
I think OBGG has a pretty good chance, but also Entus, as long as they take care of Detonation Gaming White coming down from the top, as they were knocked down a couple of times, I think Entus can definitely handle them. As Gen G, MCG is still trying to come in. They got some kill points on the back of VRLU Ghibli, but coming into the next.
Hey, the rest of the members come to join Lingdu. He's giving the call-outs, letting them know that New Happy...
That's
oh my
three
God.
For him.
He's crazy right now. The guy is playing out of his mind. We see this from time to time from Loki, but he's out of throwables. It's just smokes and stuns left that we can see, and he's just throwing everything he can to buy himself some time.
Logan can bring some amazing results, but alone by himself, can he actually bring MCG down? And no more nades for MCG though. He just hear the footsteps of Summer right next to him.
Woo! Gets one more! This is crazy! Oh no, he isn't able to finish off the last one. Almost single-handedly takes MCG out of this round.
But Loki's back, man.
But he did so much damage to two teams here, Detonation Gaming White and MCG, and you're right, that's the Loki we love to see. Now, Entus in the meantime has made their blockade attempt, and it hasn't really succeeded too much, because now they're having to throw smokes to cut the angles off from Tianba.
And not knowing exactly how far Detonation Gaming White is on top, Entus, they can't really go too far, as they will keep just a small amount of space getting all these information before they have to move up north. But before they move up, they have to force the fight between these two squads right now on your screen, Tianba and OPGG. OPGG, there's no way they can just go straight towards the western side.
All right, it's going to be Kale and I believe Under are out on that motorcycle. They try to go forward, MCG putting shots into them, but there is smoke up here available. There is a knock on the Evil Lee from Indigo, but Luren quickly, oh my God, Tianba actually just destroys that push by themselves. OPGG hasn't moved. Now they're making their move, so Entus goes first, and that, in this case, wasn't right.
Shot.
Oh, run over him. Oh my God, he did it. Yes, Alpaca takes Akari and BLG out.
Yeah, Silky does go down with that after the knock there. OPGG loses a member, but Tianba still strong with 3 men. Entus, they have to go. The blue's coming. And does Tianba focus onto AO at all? Is it going to be a lot more power for OPGG? Why are they not targeting onto Tianba at all?
It seems
it's a little
like
surprising.
They're really concerned about MCG above them, and it's gonna be disastrous because Tianba is ripping through both them and Entus because of it. Melifo and Detonation Gaming White still hanging out up on the northeastern edge, but they still have to get in the circle as well.
Oh yes, but they're not too far away, as OPGG's got not too much angle because they're down the hill. MCG looking to catch the prey. Dumper actually winning that duel.
Oh, Detonation Gaming
that's like
White.
the 4th knock or something.
Detonation Gaming White should try to finish the job on MCG right now. They're making the push. Lurena, very, very hurt. Skirts the fire on his side. Yeah, 2 HP. And Sungjong goes to the blue, and it's going to be Entus out in 5th. So this will set Tianba ahead of Entus one way or another, depending on how well they do here. They've got 3 up. It could be a chicken dinner. It could be 3 for China to do this day number 4.
Yes. Detonation Gaming White, they're still there. Prone not making any sound, not making any shots, but they do DGW, they do have to take care of Summer. And Summer is a strong member from MCG.
He's watching. He knows Detonation Gaming White is up there. They took his teammate out, so he's waiting to see. Regardless, this is going to be a huge round for MCG because of this, and Summer just prones. And Alpaca is going to finish the job, so that's 1. That evens up the score here for OPGG. Grenade up and over. Is it going to get close enough? Oh, that hill just bounces it short. Still gets some damage. Could have gone a lot further and been worse.
But Linshu, Luren, these 2 members have been getting all those kills for Tianba. Still, I think with that, Groza can put out that firepower. Dumbo has been amazing so far in this match.
Dumbo's been turned up, dude. He's been turned up today. He has done some serious work for OPGG.
Oh, spotted Summer.
Oh, that's a stun, though. It's not. I couldn't quite tell if that was a frag or a stun. Remember that Groza from Linshun.
That's still there. And the fact that DGW still has a lot of potential.
Sees, no! Jumps right into the open arms here, and that's Solidify them as your top team at PCS3 Asia.
Well, the tournament's not over yet.
True.
But they
For
will
now.
for sure be first place for some time. With a big lead. Of course, OG and Entus did finish in a pretty good spot. 5th place with some kills, but not as much. Tiemba, I think they had like 9 kills. That's 5, 3, 1, 9 kills in total in first place. 19.
They're crazy. They're crazy right now, and that was a tricky position they found themselves in. Just some really good shooting was opening up the doors for them. Lin Shun, Loren, just crazy.
Somewhat lucky because Entus and also PGG could have shot a little more towards Tiemba, but I think both teams were thinking exactly the same. Oh, OGN thinking that, okay, OPGG is going to take care of Tiemba. And OPGG thinking Entus has a better line of sight. They're pretty high up in the air, so when they make the shooting, we move out. So both teams thinking a little too passive, trying to move into the circle when there's fight from the other side. Actually worked out perfectly for Tiemba.
Yeah, and OPGG got really distracted by MCG on top of them as well. That became a real problem.
This match, because we got to see a lot of action and how good the shots were from a lot of these players, especially the highlighted players from all teams. Like we've seen PO, XTD, Bing Bing. These players are just doing so well with the shots.
Yeah, like Don and New Happy there, just again making it so hard for Griffin when they rotate into them. And PO does some good stuff against Ghibli, but then Multi-Circle Gaming just is a battering ram.
Yeah, Onyx getting knocked by Ikari from the side. That was big. Low-key 1v3 behind the vehicle, takes one more down, but against Evil Lee. Oh, had the aim.
Much to handle for Dumbo, despite some really nice shooting at the end.
Dumbo was amazing right there from OPGG.
Yeah, it's another, again, Entus is playing well, but the other teams around them today just playing better. Tianba gets a win, Multi-Circle Gaming basically a win with 12 kills.
Yeah, it's the same with the win with 7 kills, 17 points. And OPGG, we saw some extremely good movements from Dumbo, as we have seen from Erangel yesterday too. As he was basically winning the duel a lot of the times, even against Entus. So could see the firepower that he could provide for OPGG, but certainly another overall dominant round for Tiamba. And they know exactly when to push. And when they have that focus fire, they get the shots in.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part. They knock everyone down the vehicle. When OPGG, when OGN, when they want to move together into the next spot, they almost brought everyone down from the vehicles.
We've seen this throughout the whole year where the teamwork is so good from these Chinese teams, whether it be Infantry, Tianba, in this case Multi-Circle Gaming, TSG, Pero today. Everything is just firing on all cylinders for these guys in their team fight engagements.
I'm honestly still so fed up by how good Tiamba was in that game, and I don't think they should have won the game, honestly, with the 3-man squad. But the firepower that they had with the Groza, with the SLR, with all the shots landing and the focus fire on the right moment when there were some rotation shot call from the other team, it's like they knew not just understanding the future, it's like they knew the shot calls from the other teams. Yeah, like they heard other languages and understood. And even if they can't hear, they can't understand it, but somehow, some way, they did it.
They know exactly what everybody else was kind of thinking, and on top of that, of course, landing some nutty shots. That opens up so much space for you. If you're able to just outduel your opponents that quickly, all of a sudden, the world is yours, and you're seeing it now with Tianba being the second team to have 3 chicken dinners and are on top of this lobby, guys. One more game to go here at PCS3 Asia. Stick around. We'll be back soon.
Ibuku sama kakak iya. Aku simpan dulu ini di kamar aku.
같이 스타트.
How was it like in the first week of APAC? LG Divine, the champion of PCS2 APAC, won the very first and second chicken dinners on day 1, but finished in 4th place due to lack of kill points. Buriram United Esports from Thailand was positioned in good pace as they usually do and finished first on day 1. Fury, who narrowly missed the championship in PCS2, won match 4 and finished second on the first day. Underdog team, Angel Alliance from Philippines, took our focus here in APAC. It's their first time participating in a PCS event and had a great showing on day 1. The second day was all about LG Divine. The score gap was real tight on the first day, but on the second day, LG Divine won 3 chicken dinners in a row, showing off their overwhelming performance. Despite the early elimination in the final match, they widened the score gap to 29 points from the second place, Buriram United Esports. Winning 5 matches out of 8 matches, it's insane. LG Divine took all 4 Miramar matches. If they can keep up with this performance in Erangel, they definitely have the chance to win 2 consecutive titles. Finally, it's Europe. Northern Lights, who also won the PCS Europe Charity Showdown, won the very first match. What a coincidence. They also won match 4 and finished first on day 1. They kept the consistency into day 2 and managed to finish second in the first week. Tornado Energy and Digital Athletics are definitely the teams to keep your eye on in PCS3 Europe. Tornado Energy finished first in the first week. Remember how very close they were to winning Charity Showdown and PCS1? It's a team that is hungry for the win and has potential. They seem to struggle a bit in PCS2 Europe, but Alaya is showing explosive physical skills alongside Example, who has always played well with Tornado Energy. This team definitely has a chance to win PCS3 Europe. Digital Athletics brought the entertainment and finished third in the first week. It's a team that always plays aggressive and shows the viewers fun moments. When it fails, it's crippling. But when this strategy works, they can dominate the match and win the fans' support. I can't wait to see DA's versatile plays in the remaining 2 weeks among strong traditional teams. Here is a Perekam Challenge update after the first week. Perekam Challenge will close just before PCS3 Asia Day 5 starts, so don't forget to cast your vote. PCS3 will be back on November 12th. We'll be back with next weekly PCS. Bye!
Mobile Esport แล้วโคซี่ระเบิดลูกนี้สวยๆลงเข้าหน้าพี่เบนแน่
เต็มครับบึ้มเต็มเท้า
conscious effort to do so.
Yeah, it definitely is. They went for the push. They're obviously a little split up. Positioning is so awkward. Nice grenades coming out from Please and Talk
在你防区的是不是够仔细的？因为防区里面有Sun System 的一名成员躲在这个位置，
这感觉情报有抓到，这情报有抓到。
反弹雷位置蛮像的哦，直接就把 FHI 炸掉了，倒地出局。
About to start coming in, and it was a second hard shift in a row towards the west side, away from this position.
But Corey, Griffin fight will see good forever. That's so good. We know it. We've known it for years. Forever is nuts. This grenade, if it counts, is going to be good enough.
Oh!
The grenades are fun.
Business always, and that's why they came top of the table like 5-14. No!
And it won't hold back those flames already getting touching damage. You can see Vard and Iroh in all kinds of trouble. Iroh just peeks into cover. He finds Cliff, and Cliff finds him first. Already Vard going down. That is going to be a white TSM.
Tiger，哎谁？这边动车，这边右手拉了一个，他听到勾了，这儿两个，能抽。坑里，OPG，我知道，坑里3个人，我打，坑里3个，我的，我闪了，我在跑，出水我趴着，完美，到了，等踢脚步，他走等着，他等着，他走谁等着？等着轮，他们两边都不敢踩，吃鸡的，玩意。我也想踩。
Asia, day number 4. The story has been China. Pero, Tianba. That is the order in which the teams have won today. Paper than a G clef here, guys. It has been a crazy, crazy day. Now, Machao finally coming through with a big round for Detonation Gaming White. We know this guy has potential. Finally, we're seeing it.
Finally, they were able to secure it against Pero. That was it took a long time, but they did end up defending that position. Even against Genji did peek into it, of course, helping out DGW at the end. And actually, they survived for a pretty long time, even off of Los Leones. Machao was able to provide that damage for the squad, the reason why he's in that top first place. Hikari also, he had a better way of putting what Hikari was doing in basically sandwich in between Genji and MCG.
It was like windshield wipers. I mean, he was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was really impressive from Hikari, who we've known from previous experiences in global events to be a very strong player. There's the Loki that we've been waiting to see. Dumbo continues. That's the second time in a row we've seen him in this damage board. He's been really good.
Dumbo, at least one. There has to be at least one or more from a squad to provide that firepower within the split second. That's Dumbo for PGG. Even though I think they had a really good position in knowing how the circle was going to go, I think they could have picked up a few more kills. Quite disappointing from their, even though they had a really good position, I think they were a little disappointed from the kills they couldn't pick up. Sometimes they had the knocks, but it was stolen away from lots of other teams like MCG and so on. So I think that's one they have to really focus on. Because they were concerned about all the other teams that could come from behind and ended up becoming no one because everyone rotated away into the east or the northern side. But just keeping it safe, that was good enough. Got some placement points, so not bad for OPGG to sort of basically finish day number 4.
Yeah, it's been a good day for them overall. They've been playing solidly. The problem is that teams like Pero, Tianba, Multi-Circle Gaming are just playing better. And yeah, for Entis, that's a real heartbreaker because they've been playing solid too. It's been an okay day, but it hasn't been good enough. These other teams are just too strong right now. They're coming in and Entis has got to find some kind of magic. They look good. They get into, situations where they're 5th, 4th place, 3rd place or something like that, but they're not able to really seal the deal with many kills.
At least they're bringing some points. It's not like they're out in 16th place all the time, so not as bad for Entis. It's not the worst, but the story continues with Tianba. It's like they're on a fever mode, which it doesn't exist in PUBG, of course. Like, on fever mode, they provide 50% extra damage or something like that. It's just great. It doesn't even make sense. Still, to me, I'd have to go back and rewatch that 3rd match. That was insane with a 3-man squad against so many full squads.
It's crazy. What they did there is so hard to do, and they pull it off, and they make it look almost easy. I mean, if it wasn't for Dumbo, putting down some really, really good shots, that might have just been a clean, really clean game at the end for them.
Yeah, Gyro's a powerful weapon only if you can control the recoil. That's only. And those shots were not super close-up shots. It was actually somewhat distance, at least 60 meters out or even 100 meters out. And when it goes that far, Gyro actually becomes a very hard tool.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. And not only because it's naturally a bouncy gun, and the recoil is quite strong on it, but also because it's only a crate drop, so you're not picking it up and using it all the time, like a barrel, like an M4 or something like that. So, yeah, you can sit in the training mode and practice with it all day, but you're not getting as much real-world experience, so to speak. I'm going to use real-world in quotes here, because this is, in fact, a video game. I didn't know if you guys knew that, but we...
Yeah, of course.
Wait, really? Oh,
Wait, really? You just found that out?
I've been stuck inside a lawnmower, man, all day, and now I'm here now. That's a really boomer reference. If anybody gets that, in chat right now, congratulations. You're over the age of 30.
Thanks, I got it.
So Miramar has game on the day. This one I think is going to be quite fascinating because Korea, again, it's always back and forth, but they need to get a game here. I feel like, especially Entis. So let's find out if that can happen. The final game of the day here at PCS3 Asia. Here we go. Another rough pain path. Well, that's also what it is. It is a painful plane path. I'm gonna do my little alliteration here. Painful plane path.
For all,
that one?
Yeah, for all the teams, nailed it. For all the teams moving up towards that northern side, even up to like San Martin, we'll just be okay. But everyone over that line to that northern path will be having a lot of parachute time.
It's really been a story of bad plane paths. I got it that time. There we go. I like paint path. Like when you change it
How
up.
many words are you going to mix up?
A lot. I'm doing it on purpose now.
Oh, you happy actually going back into Del Mar? This plane path was certainly not the favorite for them.
I'm trying to screw you up and it's not working. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not ideal, but again, these teams are kind of forced into these weird situations. I'm actually a little surprised we haven't seen more fighting early on with these bad, with these bad situations they're in.
Yep. And because of the flame path, and then just actually focusing a little, focused around Junkyard, knowing that K7 and Pero will always be stealing away that vehicle. And we do have the Northern West Circle all the way near Pozo again, paper thin.
This is mean.
Yeah, this is a big test for Tiamba, the team that's furthest away from this circle.
So this to me is a situation where I've got my eyes firmly locked on a team like VLG, like 4AM, like MCG. Is this going to be your moment to shine? I mean, I expect when I think about what they're going to do, a lot of it's going to come down to who can get to those mountains that are the east of Pozo first. There's so much control to be had from up there.
Yeah, because we had a very southern flight path, I can just imagine like 4AM immediately grabbing onto the vehicle and going into like Cobra area and trying to get all the teams that are coming from that eastern side.
Oh, let's watch this. Let's watch this masterpiece again.
Now, just enjoy the replay.
This one was just a thing of beauty. I mean, look at him. He just pops out there with it.
God, of how well and how many bullets they actually had to use for those knocks and kills.
I mean, gotta give Dumbo a ton of credit here. He's playing out of his mind. And it's, Lin Shun and his teammate there on the side who get it done. And it's such a thing of beauty to watch this team. Especially on Miramar. It feels like they're really, really strong on Miramar. But those circles, again, I said it early on, those are circles that Tianba should be doing well in.
It says state... No,
That's the Winnie kill, dang it. Come on, Kale, stick around.
Takes way too long.
I know. I love
way
the
too
Winnie.
long to shoot and to reload.
No, it's horrible. The Winnie is not good, but man, do I love to use it, because there is nothing more satisfying than doming somebody with the Winnie, because it's embarrassing.
Before, without the X scope on top.
Oh no, it was unusable.
I never picked it up.
No.
It never. Ever.
Unusable.
It's been a while ago already.
It's been a long time. That was a great thing to change with. And every once in a while, my friends will do stupid games. Okay.
That's the best part. Okay, take a screenshot of those settings. That's what he uses. Lots of G Pros.
A lot of
400.
A lot of 400 DPI in a lot of the players in Asia, and a lot of sensitivity around 1 for the
either 400 or 400 down to 25 in the settings with the sensitivity, or up to 50, and you put it onto, or you put the DPI onto 800 and then put it down onto 25. So depending on how you want it to be, but Indigo.
Oof. K7. Early pickup points for Entis. Let's see if they can transition to a good finish on the day.
Nice. Pio again. Actually doing a pretty decent job today, not getting caught too much. Going alone, not alone, because Loki's sort of got him covered.
I think it's only happened one time where he got knocked early on.
Oh, this is so sad. And a pretty nice, shot from the server.
What's going on here?
Oh, Polly.
Why are 2 teams in Pozo? It's because the plane path was... Did GEX just, like, bop out of Monte Nuevo right away?
Yeah, they immediately went top with Sun Sisters, and I think Sun Sisters...
That's weird. Sun Sister, you know they're not going to expect this, and if you get points off of it, then 100% you should do it.
I think this is one of the biggest weakness, I would say, for our Sun Sisters. And not just spreading out this far into early game. Oh, let's hold on. Hikari again.
He shot at the backseat of it, just instinctively shot at the backseat of that motorcycle, trying to see if Hikari was still on it. Hikari wisely got out early. Now the grenades are flying both back and forth, crisscrossing, and that's not good enough. Summer's there, and that's going to be Hikari dead. They're going to give the assist over. Circling around, seeing if they can get something to kind of come up from the ground.
Knowing Genji would love to climb up to this side of the hill, knowing that there are few members of few other teams off the side of the hill, maybe a big rotation through Nuevo into Pozo might be done by Genji. If the maybe after seeing the next circle.
Yeah, I mean, usually these circles end up somewhere around the middle of these circles, actually, because some of the mountains up to the top are considered unplayable terrain.
Oh, yes.
So
just like water.
More southern and eastern areas, there's a lot more playable terrain over here.
Oh, that was close, but a pretty good response, of course, by XDD. Who would it be? Immediately. Headshot.
And Entis is rolling behind that Pero 4 AM fight as well, so Pero's going to find themselves sandwiched in between that.
And
he's so smart. He just waits, and he knows, like, instinctively when Detonation Gaming White is going to want to move, but he didn't find a good opportunity to shoot.
Oh, nice. He waited for that shot. He wanted to test the waters with DGW going into that.
I just was like, where in the world did Pio just get shot from? That was, as soon as he got hit, I'm like, is somebody from Detonation Gaming White? Ooh, there, okay, this is what I was talking about here. Entis, Indigo is going to find Mill on the side, and that's Mill done. There's no getting to this. And a free vehicle.
And an assist.
Yay.
Songjang. They're still looking to push into 4 AM. I do not know how direct you actually want to go in.
They're bearing down on top of Entis, but now they're kind of getting a little bit of a weird position themselves. Yeah, they've got compounds, but they're stuck in between Pero and Entis now. There's kind of been this, like, spiral that they've done. I don't know how it's going to work.
And this, after checking few of the members spotting 4 AM, I think they pretty much know it has to be a 2-2 split, or even some 1-1.
You can see all the teams are kind of set up around the middle of it because that's likely where it's going to go, and it exactly does that.
Not bad. Monte Nuevo is still in it, and Tiamba made that long rotation all the way from the southern road into that west side now that you barely see on the left side of your screen, as they were just following the rotation of OPGG.
And there's some stuff to work with for Tiamba, but
if they can just go in.
That's to the northeast of Monte Nuevo, that circles just love to go to, that brick compound that's there. That one can, if you can stand there, you can watch a lot of the exits from Monte Nuevo from the north.
Yeah, that could be problematic where Griffin is right now. I think that's the place that you have mentioned. As Pero all the way from the top near the crater fields onto the eastern side, looking to gather some information before going down the hill. They have tried this sort of position even yesterday. Yeah, from El Pozo area, did not really work out, as VLG with lost member, they will try to shoot them down. Not really successful.
Yeah, and VLG about where I expected them to be. I thought they might push to the mountain that's just to their west there, the one that Pero's cutting in between. Sun Sisters actually making their way along the edge of that one, right into the territory of Pero, but Lambu does get the knock onto Mamu, over to Crazy Sam, gonna find XDD, and for Pero, we've seen this too many times. They lose XDD, and they already lost one. They lost Mill early on. That's 2 early losses here on Miramar.
And just long DD left, as they so far had a fantastic day, but not as much in Miramar.
Well, three, excuse me, Mamu died too.
Yeah, Mamu was lost. VLG got a kill on them in the middle of rotation, so good. Quite an early entry. I thought they were going to gather a lot more information from the mountainside. As you with each other right now, as Entis is, I think Entis is just
waiting to make a move. And I think Afrika's just trying to see if they can get on top of this. And
Oh!
no! That gets scary. That gets scary. You can get way up here, but it's tricky. The terrain on this is steep, so you have to be very, very careful. The mountaineering is difficult, and I think Hansi is going to give that.
You can get right on top. It takes some time.
Land it, please! Oh my gosh, just a little bit too high. Dude, that rip though with the M4 from Godby is actually ridiculous.
He's got the Mag 2 on that AWM, so he's got everything along with that. And Lock's Lock, no chance escaping this as 4AM's got a pretty nice terrain up on top of the western side of San Martin, and also bottom 2 to split again for 4AM. You're liking these big decisions.
I expected this to have some of GEX's compound in it, and it does, but it shifted pretty hard up towards that mountain, so we could get an interesting one. This is really interesting because this mountain just kind of divides the circle in half.
Yes, and it's a pretty high up mountain. There you can use the vehicles to just go on top, but it will take some time.
There's only like 3 ways.
Got it down.
Nice. Nailed it. Entis is going to be making a late one as they have zero information what's going on in front of them. So they're going to have to be a little bit more cautious than usual. And also there's going to be a lot of congestion in the middle of this one because it's been centering the whole time. No hard shifts for them to take advantage of.
Nice. I think they do want to wait a little bit for the other teams to make those type of rotation. But Chow again raining down fire, landing those shots on Savior. K7 loses another member in rotation. And running into Genji, I imagine that might just be the ending for K7.
Let's see if we can get Machao to continue to off of it. Godby trying to get it done again to rip someone else out of a vehicle. Gets a bunch of damage here onto EJ, but EJ by the skin of his teeth going to come through, and now Godby's got that AWM trying to line up the shots, whiffing on the first, goes for the second. He hit
the damage.
He hit the damage. Unreal shooting from Godby. And to make matters worse, the tire's gone.
And oh gosh, Godby just being the king. I think after getting a taste, I think he might be switching gun into SLR or anything else. As he drove back into the blue, I think he's just getting some gun from a dead body. Xiaolu bringing down the fire onto Entis.
Oh no, this is bad. Fourth partying of Frika from the western side of this down below in the compound, and now 4AM is trying to put down smokes, and I think Entis is maybe just going to be able to revive their fallen teammate.
Just saved by the bell there, as I think they are about to, they're about to approach into Deathwish Gaming White. I think that's going to be a big fight because Entis is fighting blue at the same time.
I think they should just try to go all the way around the power grid here. I know they have no idea that Detonation Gaming is White is here. They're kind of rolling the dice a bit, trying to get through this, and they're going to bop right into Detonation Gaming White. They get out right here.
Yeah, Detonation Gaming White just running away from OGN as they can't really use the vehicle, but Machao's off to the side, and I think they will just run down the hill there.
The initial shots connecting there for Lambu. Now Godby under some serious pressure. There's nowhere for him to go, and he did enough damage that the blue is actually going to be what gets the knock. So let's see if Ghibli can finish this and get the point. They do. Spear gets Godby. No more AWM action from Godby, but he has some.
Because not just with the squad, he was out in the blue, came back. I think that forced a late rotation for 4AM once again. Copy's aggressive decision, holding down the team.
All right, this battle is now sort of underway. Grenade going to bounce up in front of Machao and take some damage in the grill. And 4 Angry Men still trying to third party. Entis And now it's going to be a good knock from Lou onto Indigo. That's going to send him forward. Another knock onto Kale as well. So Entis 2 down. Sungjong. But he's one of them, but I just don't think he has enough, as that grenade does come up short. 4AM is continuing to encroach on this fight. It's not looking good.
Unless all of a sudden GGW and 4AM fights when
Are they going to get these reses?
all the res are coming. Because this angle is okay. Oh!
Stunned here, Seas is going to see him, and that's going to be Entis out in 15th. So the day started okay for Entis. It is not going to finish well. Detonation Gaming White is going to rake in those points.
Love the trap setup by Detonation Gaming White. In the compounds, Entis are going to push you with those resources. So coming out, not giving them information where they are supposed to be, that was the right decision. I love those.
Once again, 4AM is just kind of sending it into situations from the edges where they don't have a lot of information and are losing members because of it. Longsker has been knocked by Long DD, the last member alive for Petrichor Road, and that was it for the throwables for him. He has no more frags, no more mollies, so that is 2 knocks into Infantry, who has been very quiet today. He tries to come up and over, but 9 is quick on the trigger, and that's going to be Pero, after winning 2 games to start the day, out early.
Out early in both Miramar games. When there's a challenge from any other team, but they likely has to go down.
Crazy Sam was a little indecisive on his motorcycle, and that almost cost him. Lambu opens up, people start shooting at him right away, and yeah, half this circle is mountainside, and then GEX and Gen G have the 2 compounds inside of it.
Should be holding this one down, unless there's a hard north shift, or it forces everyone to the mountainside. Then infantry can actually be getting that chicken dinner, as long as they take care of GEX. But getting
them, we'll see. But everybody's fighting each other first, so we gotta settle these scores, and then we'll find out what will happen to OPGG later. As Sun Sister, that Crazy Sam rotation, he's gonna hold the anchor on the backside, get the knock and the finish quickly onto Lambu. I mean, this guy continues to impress here at PCS3 Asia.
Running into a lot of different teams. Yeah, another rotation from Crazy gets eliminated. That's 4AM going out in 12th. Still, the battle continues. They are basically going back and forth, left and right, into the field of Tiamba, where Tiamba is right now. There's not much cover. That's like the worst, one of the worst finishes you can have on Miramar.
Yeah, it's gross, no doubt about it. You're 100% right. Poor Tianba, as good as they've been today. Sun Sister goes down to MCG's push and some crossfire.
Taking care of grabbing maximum kill points on one side of the mountain, gathering some information. I don't think they 100% know Tiamba, because GEX should be hitting onto them. Okay, I think GEX just spotted Tiamba, the 2 members.
I'm laughing because I know Lin was spamming the vault button, trying to find something. I think this is wise by Spear. There's no way he's getting out of that situation alive, so don't want to give those points over, particularly to MCG, who is shacks here for OPGG, and they're going to set up shop. That's super dangerous to have 3 teammates in one shack.
Yeah, and also AO off to the side. So not the worst, but OPGG should be pressuring onto DGW. This is the maximum amount of kill points you need to pick up right now. And open angle onto this spot only, basically, from the shack.
Well, it's going to be weird for OPGG once, again, teams start funneling in towards them. And all it takes is one good molly or grenade, and all of a sudden your round is in dire straits. Now, they do get the center circle. I'm still not convinced that's super great for them. Machao is going to go down to Longsker.
And unless miracle happens, Tiamba's gone already with the next circle. As Genji would just look to do a cleanup. New Happy tried to challenge into them. Sneak.
Better. Good grenade from Pio.
Right on top.
Great moment there. Defending this so well from New Happy. He had the perfect timing and angle.
Xiaoqi also down. Kanan coming in for possibly a save, because he does have a safe spot, but Pio's nades are coming.
Oh, this one, he's feeling it. He's got the Kobe arm. He's going to get the finish on the Zhaoke. Half damage into Lycnon, who is now desperately throwing smokes down. Griffin in transition. Pio is continuing to wreck people's rounds. That's
Tiamba looking for a miracle ending with...
Look at the tires.
Yeah, GEX should be focusing on them, but they were also trying to have a big rotation with CC going nearest that hillside.
Well, this is horrible for MCG. Right now, infantry's going to be in this circle for a while longer. Those folks are going to run out eventually, and they're doing work from afar here on the Detonation Gaming White.
Yeah, infantry actually helping out MCG, because MCG, where Lingdu is right now, will be hard to actually get that angle into...
It just reminds me of what I saw earlier today in NA with Tiggleton hitting an elbow out of nowhere. It just had no business landing these shots to win a game. Over to GEX and Genji, who are just dismantling Griffin and New Happy. There is not much left to... Oh, that's it. You're done. Yep, bye-bye. I mean, there's... now it's... Peasy Mings is knocked.
And also DGX actually getting a kill onto Lin on top of Mountain. Infantry loses one.
How? Man, C's. That is something.
Yeah, I think they were focused on MCG right below. Yeah, that is going to be Tiamba finally gone from GEX, locking them down. There was no way of escaping from those fields with basically no vehicle.
Yeah, and infantry's just running down this mountain, trying to finish off MCG and open the door for themselves. But it's good shooting here from Lingdu, from MCG, Zhao Ying, and Long.
Yeah, MCG is sort of saved by DGW on the other side of the road, because they have an open shot onto infantry and they're picking up smokes. And knowing that MCG is still back alive in that small vehicle, and because there was no big rotation from Evil Lee, I would imagine they are actually running out of resources very soon.
Yeah, Two Hearts trying to make something work. He sets up too much longer. It's going to be Mao Ye who gets the kill. And that's going to be Pio looking up towards GEX as we go back over to infantry. But Zhao Yang did get knocked, so now we're going to have to buy some more time. I don't know if Longscrew is even going to bother.
This is the maximum amount of kill points can happen for Genji. As OPGG, they're in the safe circle, but they have no angle to actually shoot from. In that small shack, infantry out from the mountains go down against MCG.
Much from Pio. I don't think you need to do it right then. I think you can let some of these other teams up on the northern side of this road fight each other first. You still have this compound in the circle, and you can wait for a while. I know you want to establish position. There's just too many players alive.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good timing though, because understanding that many shots and that many knock kills just happening from the other side of the road, and they eventually Genji, they have to push a very long path. Even with smokes, it might not be possible because of
Criticize Pio too much, and this is what I'm talking about. Once the grenades start coming into OPGG, they're going to have real problems. And again, if one gets inside of this shack, Dumbo's done. He is on fire from the molly. If one gets inside of that shack, that's just basically murder she wrote for OPGG, and they're going to make it work here. Our multi-circle gaming at least try to make it work, as now the mollies are out in front of AO's shack. This is really smart.
Mollies stay
a lot.
They actually have three mollies. Tank.
So they're throwing the mollies out in front of the doors because that's the only exits out of these shacks.
Yeah,
really
catches onto the wood, and it goes even further with the fire. Might be shots coming from Genji. The timing will be the key for all these teams, as Loki see exactly pushing onto some MCG, because there are some open angles from the other side of the road.
Yep, here they go. It's time for Genji to make their
GEX.
Yeah, you just got to try to bop GEX out of here. Cut off the angle from all the other teams. They cut through, they're going to lose one. Loki down in transition. CC's going to get that knock. There's another knock on Aqua 5. Inonix trying to outduel. He's going to get Mao Ye, but there's somebody on top of him. It's going to be CC who comes through big time for GEX.
Was that just 10 kills that I saw from GEX? Genji does go.
hoping that somebody will try to breach him and he'll catch them kind of over-aggressing. Now Yanli
this is the most important fight of the game right now.
Oh my god,
GX.
Tanky, he's the only one alive now. GX could get the win here. They've got 3 up. It's looking very nice for them. Tanky's hanging out outside of the smokes and the fire. He comes around the corner. He goes down. It's going to be Silky who wins the fight. And now GEX with 11 kills, looking to put the PML on the board.
11 kills so far, OPGG. They can come out, but the moment they come out, that's it.
This is the
They have to use everything and try to make something happen. The position from Yanli will be the key.
All right, let's see how it works out. Yanli with the opening shots, and that's gonna.
But Yanli does have to come down.
Yeah, he does, and you can see they're already aware of that. Silky has to go for the heels.
Oh,
Good shots down the hill, and that's gonna be Yanli knocked. Mao Ye is rushing up to him. I don't really think this is a good idea. I don't think there's any hope in heck that you're gonna be able to get to this, because AO is watching that corner.
About the shots!
Oh, they're really good. AO does take a bunch of damage, but there is another knock. CC has been knocked. It's up to Mao Ye to try to be the hero for global esports. X-Set. Yeah, he's going for the res. I don't think this is going to work. There's mollies available here. They're burning right in front of him. The stun bounces off his teammate.
Panicking!
Yeah, it's not good. He's on fire. It is the circle as well, and it's going to be OPGG who comes through with a extremely difficult victory on Miramar.
I think I just heard from OPGG. We luckily got a win. Yeah, good shot calling as GEX, they basically had it under control, but knowing that it goes to the center of the circle, I think Yanli had to come down a little earlier before the smokes were thrown down by OPGG. They had more angle control and also better circle control. Panicked in that moment.
Yeah, they did a bit. It was, you know, they could feel that win coming. It's that moment when you feel so confident that you kind of overdo things. You overextend. You feel like you've got the wind at your back and you're able to do anything. Your shots have been landing so well. You've already got 11 kills. You just beat Genji.
When there's so much adrenaline running through all the teammates, sometimes the communication's not on the point. Sometimes you are late on the calls and you don't know exactly against what to do. When OPGG, all they have to do is keep one team at a time. Okay, Genji, they're on the other side, so they're okay. DGX was actually one of their worst enemies. At the same time was MCG. Take care of MCG.
I mean, I'm quite shocked. The throwables are usually extremely on point from the teams from China and Korea, particularly China. We've seen time and time again some fantastic grenades and mollies, and we saw some good ones from PO here. But just somehow, some way, OPGG is able to flirt with disaster and escape with a win.
And Genji, if there was any more shift into that southern compound, there's one fight that GEX was challenged again from Genji, a very clean setup and a fight.
Yeah, and this is just, I mean, AO, he's so good. He's so accurate. Him and Silky both are incredible players. If you guys don't know those names, you probably should. Stun right off the butt.
Oh, yes.
Off the board, Yanli's butt.
Throwing everything before they go down. That was the last moment of GEX. Finally came close to chicken dinner. But so far,
they tie for the points at least, and they get more kills. So technically they get first. It's not a chicken dinner, but it is an impressive round for GEX, and we were hoping, we were waiting for the PML to get their first win in quite some time, but it did not quite happen that way as OPGG plays spoiler.
Oh yes, and finally, a Korean chicken away from, it's been China all day today. Finally, Genji OPGG coming in strong. We almost thought MCG could also do it from the side. They had the pushing power. Of course, they did lose a man who was only 3 men. But if they took care of OPGG a little easier,
yes,
I think it was totally up to them as Genji's had no.
Well, I think they win
not
that
much
with
of a
like
chance.
14 kills if they are able to get OPGG out of there.
Lingdu won the battle against one of the members from GX all the way on top, and they controlled the high ground. Yes, I think they could have had a chicken dinner.
I mean, I thought MCG was going to win that game. When they finished off infantry, I'm like, this is done. I think MCG is just going to win this. They're just too good right now. I mean, they were out-dueling every team on that eastern side of the circle. Infantry at the high ground, and they were still, although the angles were tough, like you mentioned, still they're able to win that fight.
Yeah, and this was knocked on pretty early in this game, still keeping second place, but MCG chasing them right below. Tiemba with 2 men left couldn't really do much from the field, but I think they were still in like top 6, top 7 teams, or even top 5, so they got some placement points.
Yeah, it's still really tight at the top of this. Yes. And from 1st to 9th, right? 1st to 9th, it's a 50-point difference. So in 1 week, that's doable.
And from 4th to 8th, 3 points apart. 3 points apart from 103 to 100.
Oh my god.
5 teams. That's a good middle pack. And Genji also only 5 points away. That middle pack is going to be putting out a lot of different strategy in week number 3.
I mean, we're so fortunate here in Asia to have so many good teams that are all just neck and neck with each other. And you can see there, in China, Korea, China, Korea, China, Korea for those top 6 spots.
That's true.
It's just crazy how much these teams want it, you know, not just for themselves, but for their region, for the pride, for the final event of 2020 here in PUBG Esports. And what a just a barn burner of an event. Just incredible.
Still amazed overall what China could bring. The firepower they can bring into any of the match when they explode.
Yeah.
They're explosive, and no other region is showing that right now in Asia. Of course, the most damage coming out from PO as he was having a pretty fun time in the compound. Says, okay, oh, you're out there, come at me.
So good. When he's on fire, he is just unreal. And he's been heating up throughout this event. That's why I'm saying with Genji, yes, they're 50 points out of it, but if PO pops off next week and shows us why at one point there was, you know, he was widely considered to be like one of the best players in the world, if not the best. I mean, him and Uva and a few others, but he's insane when he is on, and the top damage dealers of the day. And look at this. He's the only player with 2,000 damage. He's so far ahead of Indigo, it's crazy.
The fact that Indigo is number 2 with 1,400 when Entus actually did not have a good day. Finally, this was the worst day for Entus. Totally the worst day. Yeah, still in top 2. Indigo's in the best shape of form ever.
Yes.
In years of his esports career.
All this year we've been talking about Under as the best player in terms of best fragging ability, best damage ability on Entus. Now Indigo has stepped up side by side with Under, and that's what's made Entus compete in this tournament, is now they have another fragger that is doing the work alongside of Under, and it's Indigo. He's been great for a long time. I don't mean to say that at all. People, if you've been watching Korea, you know Indigo's a fantastic fragger, but now he's really, like you mentioned, the best we've ever seen.
Yeah, of course, MIL from Pervo having a lot of those skills. He's also known as the problem maker for the team. Well, today, he was also the solution at the same time. Bringing a lot of kills to Perro and, of course, MCG Summer. Not just the shot calling, the damage, he's getting it along with Tank. And also, surprisingly, we did see a lot of better plays coming out from Japan. And yeah, also GEX and K7. Those were some a much better rotation, I would like to say, and much better shot calling and decision making in terms of close combat fight.
Yeah, Detonation Gaming White looked a lot better. So, we have an interview coming up. Left. It's up to you, my friend. Good luck.
And if I had to guess, I would say OPGG. And indeed, it's going to be OPGG Sports. Hello, guys.
OPGG 스포츠 첫 치킨이 드디어 2주차
First
마지막 날 경기 마지막 매치에서
chicken dinner.
했습니다. 자, 워낙 상위권 경쟁이 치열하기 때문에
Congratulations to the top
손에 땀을
teams.
주셨을 것 같은데요.
Competition is very fierce indeed.
순위권까지 올라오신 소감을 좀 에어 선수 어떠세요?
How does it feel to have a pretty good ending to the day?
아직까지 그 희망이 있다는 게 이번 매치에서 보였고.
Yeah, well, today I think we still have hope.
더 잘하고 싶은 마음이 더 큰 것 같습니다.
We still have a lot of work to do. So yeah, it brings our a lot more desire to do better in the next days.
한 계단 한 계단 성장해 나가는 OPGG 스포츠의 모습이 더욱더 좀 돋보이는 것 같습니다. 실키 선수
OPGG, you guys are stepping up every single time. How does it feel to play Silky?
좀 아쉽긴 한데 그래도 팀 분위기
Our placement, of course, is slightly disappointing, but still our atmosphere within the team is still pretty good. So I think you can still keep your hopes up high.
오르기 위해서는 치킨이 정말 간절하셨을 것 같은데 오늘 네 번째
to get higher into that higher standing.
스포츠에게 탄생을 했습니다.
맞습니다.
You guys need the chicken dinner. Finally, you were able to grab
첫 번째 자기장에서 굉장히 과감하게
the win.
중앙 쪽, 도로 쪽으로 진입했던 게 그 자리를 선점했던 게 굉장히 주요했던 것 같은데요. 좀 위치적인
They're going directly into those shacks at phase 4-ish. I think that was a really good rotation. How did you guys
라인을 계속 쓸지 아니면 저 헤어소
end up rotating there?
라인으로 들어갈지 고민하고 있었는데 오더인 에어 형이 그냥 가자고 해서 따라갔더니 치킨을 먹여주더라고요. 너무 편안한 경기였지 않나 싶네요.
네.
we were-
알파카 선수 왔다가
He
다시
basically cooked all the chicken for us.
위치적으로도 좀 좁아서 이 자리를 지키는 것도 쉽지 않았을 것 같은데 좀 어떻게 운영을 해야겠다고 좀 이야기를 주고받았었나요?
Those shack position, it's really hard to keep that placement.
딱히
With the full squad?
건 없고 그냥 저희가
What did you guys talk about within that time?
서클 중앙이었기 때문에 좀 다가오는 장마 잘 막아보자 그렇게 얘기가 많이 나왔던
In
것
those shack play, we were right at the center, so we were just talking about
된 것 같습니다. 오늘 치킨이 사실 세 번째 매치에서 탄생했을 수도 있기 때문에 세 번째 매치
you guys also could have had some chances grabbing that chicken dinner in the third match.
마지막 매치에서 좀 집중력이 좀 떨어진 게 아쉽지 않았나 하는 생각이 들어요. 에어 선수가 좀 무너지고 나서 그때 상황이 좀
Especially
어땠나요?
against Tiemba. What were you guys saying at that moment?
그때 저희가 왼쪽 구덩이 밀러 갔어야 되는데
Yeah, we were supposed to push into that left side corner.
그 최선의 판단을 한 것 같아서 그 상황에서는 괜찮았던.
Yeah, knowing the situation, I think we still
그
did
상황에서
make a
최선의
pretty